The wives of Hollywood's top plastic surgeon.
My security and sexuality in my breast size.
Yeah, but even the shape of your face has changed.
No, it's not. I've had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose.
My face is snatched. I can't even open up my jaw or my mouth to talk.
In the current era, the allure of plastic surgery has led many individuals, inspired by celebrities, to undergo cosmetic procedures without thoroughly considering the risks involved.
A Dallas woman died weeks after preparing for plastic surgery in Mexico.
Unfortunately, this trend has resulted in numerous people placing their trust in unqualified plastic surgeons, leading to disastrous outcomes. Tragically, some have even lost their lives or suffered permanent disfigurement due to botched surgeries. Join us in today's video as we explore 45 celebrity plastic surgery disasters, shedding light on the consequences of hasty decisions in pursuit of youth and glamour. Number 45. Pete Burns. Pete Burns, the iconic lead singer of the British band Dead or Alive, was famous not only for his music, but also for his extreme dedication to plastic surgery. Throughout his life, Burns was driven by an insatiable desire for perfection, which ultimately drained much of his savings. His journey into cosmetic procedures began with a routine surgery to fix a broken nose, but this ignited a series of enhancements as he became increasingly obsessed with achieving a striking appearance. Burns underwent nearly 300 surgeries, an astonishing number that left many shocked. While most people find it challenging to recover from a single major surgery, Burns endured a relentless succession of procedures, often complicated by infections and other issues. Despite numerous warnings from doctors about the dangers and futility of his obsession, Burns remained steadfast in his pursuit of aesthetic perfection. Sadly, Burns's life was cut short by natural causes, ending a remarkable and tumultuous journey.
She knew all about film, makeup and prosthetics and stuff like that and what they used to do in those days, and she taught me all that as a child.
Number 44. MoNique Allen. MoNique Allen, who was born a man, struggled her entire life to accept her body as not being true to who she really was. Seeking balance between her physical looks and her emotional self, she looked to cosmetic surgery's transformational power. What had begun as a self-improvement quest quickly became an obsession. MoNique had an incredible 100 procedures to reshape her physique, motivated by a combination of desperation and desire. Seeking expedient remedies, she endured 75 subterranean procedures, introducing an astonishing 12 liters of fillers into her anatomy. She acknowledged having multiple surgeries done, including 9 breast augmentations and 24 nose jobs, in one interview. MoNique's health declined, and her once vibrant spirit turned into a frail existence as the number of surgeries increased. She was stuck in a vicious loop and looked for new surgery to fix the problems and defects from earlier ones. Looking back on her overabundance of surgeries, MoNique regrets deeply and wishes she had never had so many. Her innate beauty has been marred by the treatments, and she is now listed as disabled. She is barely a shell of her former self, needing assistance with even the most basic activities like walking.
And I was putting gas in my car, and I had a long brindle skirt full with no panties on.
Number 43. Lindsay Colosso. Lindsay Colosso, a 38-year-old woman from Florida, decided to undergo several cosmetic procedures, including a tummy tuck, breast reduction, and bum lift, as her 40th birthday approached. She aimed to enhance her appearance, unaware that this decision would lead to a traumatic experience. After a grueling 5.5-hour surgery, Lindsay awoke in severe pain and confusion, with no medical staff in sight. Alarmed by numbness in her legs and a suspicious black spot beneath her bandages, she realized something had gone terribly wrong. Lindsay was diagnosed with necrosis, a condition caused by tissue death due to injury or poor blood supply. Her situation quickly deteriorated, requiring corrective surgeries to address the spreading infection, including the removal of her nipple and milk ducts. Even after returning to the U.S., her ordeal continued with new wounds and signs of infection. She sought urgent medical help, revealing a bacterial infection that necessitated further procedures to save her life. Despite facing an overwhelming medical bill, Lindsay survived, albeit with scars and a long road to recovery. Number 42. Hang Mioku. Hang Mioku, once a successful model and singer, became obsessed with plastic surgery at the age of 28, driven by a desire for flawless skin. She even moved to Japan to undergo multiple procedures. However, her relentless pursuit of perfection eventually led medical professionals to refuse her further treatments. Upon returning to Korea, Hang's transformation was so drastic that her own parents couldn't recognize her. Although she initially sought psychiatric help, she soon abandoned the sessions and searched for a plastic surgeon who would continue her treatments. She found one who provided her with silicone injections and supplies for self-administration. When she ran out of silicone, Hang resorted to injecting cooking oil into her face, resulting in severe swelling, scarring, and disfigurement. Her plight drew public sympathy, leading to donations aimed at helping her restore her appearance. Despite undergoing 10 surgeries, only some of the substances were removed, and the size of her face was reduced. Now in her 60s, Hang works in a second-hand clothing store and relies on state assistance. Number 41. Rachel Napier. Rachel Napier, at the age of 29, attended a gathering advertised as a Botox and filler party, enticed by the allure of affordable lip enhancements. However, her decision to participate would soon lead to unforeseen and life-altering consequences. During the procedure, a mistake by the beautician resulted in filler being injected into an artery, triggering immediate complications. Rachel woke up in agony as her lips swelled to 4 times their normal size, even touching her nose. Rushed to the hospital, Rachel encountered medical staff who were stunned by the severity of her condition, as they had never witnessed such a reaction before. After confirmation from 3 doctors that the filler had been wrongly injected into an artery, Rachel was faced with a difficult choice: either remove the filler or risk losing her lips altogether. Enduring a lengthy and painful procedure, it took over 3 months for Rachel's lips to finally return to their normal state. However, Rachel's ordeal did not end there. Her journey was marked by continued pain, uncertainty, and physical discomfort. Nevertheless, she bravely shared her story to raise awareness about the potential hazards associated with cosmetic procedures, becoming an advocate for safety and responsible beauty practices. Rachel tirelessly campaigned for stricter regulations and launched awareness initiatives, including petitions aimed at banning unqualified individuals from performing aesthetic procedures and engaging in advocacy efforts with government officials. Through her advocacy, Rachel aimed to prevent others from facing similar challenges and suffering similar consequences. Number 40. April Michelle Brown. When April Michelle Brown decided to get buttock injections from an underground practitioner, her quest of beauty took a horrifying turn. She had no idea that what had seemed like a simple procedure would turn into a nightmare that would end with the amputation of her hands and feet. April sought out this operation because she wanted to improve her appearance, not realizing the risks that could be hidden beneath the surface. The application of industrial-grade silicone, similar to that which is found in bathroom sealants, resulted in significant damage and put April's life in danger. Her experience serves as a warning, highlighting the serious risks connected to unlicensed plastic surgery. Giving in control of one's health to inexperienced people can have disastrous results, as April sadly discovered. April had an incredible 27 procedures in the wake of the incident to remove the impacted areas and stop the illness from spreading. Even though she was dejected, she showed incredible fortitude by avoiding giving up. Rather, she used prostheses to adjust to her new circumstances. Number 39. Laura Avila. In October 2018, Laura Avila, a 36-year-old real estate agent from Dallas, Texas, traveled to Mexico for cosmetic surgery. Her destination was a clinic in Ciudad Juarez, where she had scheduled a nose job and breast augmentation. However, what started as a routine trip soon turned into a harrowing ordeal. During the administration of anesthesia, something went terribly wrong, and Avila suffered severe brain damage. She slipped into a coma and was subsequently transferred to a hospital in El Paso, Texas. Doctors discovered that she had experienced multiple cardiac arrests and had been deprived of oxygen for an extended period. Despite undergoing numerous surgeries and receiving continuous care, Avila never regained consciousness. Her family faced the heartbreaking decision to remove her from life support, and she passed away on November 24, 2018, just days before her 37th birthday. Avila's tragic experience serves as a stark reminder of the risks associated with seeking medical procedures abroad, where standards of care and regulation may not meet those in the United States. The clinic where Avila underwent her procedure was not accredited by the Mexican government and had a history of complaints and safety violations. In response, her family filed a lawsuit against the clinic and the doctor responsible for the procedure, alleging negligence and malpractice. Number 38. Vishal Thakar. Meet Vishal Thakar, a successful businessman and devoted family man. Despite his achievements, Vishal grappled with a deep-seated insecurity about the shape of his nose. In 2006, he took a monumental step, opting for a rhinoplasty performed by a highly regarded plastic surgeon in Mumbai, India. What was meant to be a straightforward adjustment turned into a horrifying ordeal. Instead of the subtle changes Vishal had envisioned, the surgeon made grave errors, removing significant portions of cartilage and bone. Upon awakening from anesthesia, Vishal was shocked to find his nose entirely gone, leaving a cavernous void in his face. This botched surgery plunged Vishal into a world of physical and emotional turmoil. Endless infections, breathing difficulties, and a profound sense of loss became his daily companions. Once confident and outgoing, Vishal became a recluse, withdrawing from the world in shame. As the gravity of his situation became clear, Vishal's life began to unravel. He lost his job, his marriage crumbled, and he spiraled into a deep depression. The vibrant, successful man Vishal once was faded into a shadow, all due to a surgery meant to boost his confidence. Number 37. Renee Tally. In 2010, Renee Tally, a former Las Vegas dancer, took a bold step by opting for a buttock augmentation procedure, hoping to transform her appearance and advance her career. However, her journey took a harrowing turn as complications arose, shattering her expectations. The silicone injected into Tally's buttocks began to shift and migrate, causing severe pain and distortion. What was once envisioned as firm and shapely buttocks became uneven, with noticeable lumps. To exacerbate matters, the silicone spread to other areas of her body, such as her back and legs, resulting in painful lumps under her skin that made everyday activities challenging. Despite undergoing multiple corrective surgeries to extract the silicone and repair the damage, Tally continued to endure disfigurement and persistent pain. Her story gained widespread attention after she shared it on the inaugural episode of Botched, capturing public interest. This prompted another procedure where surgeons successfully removed her implants, offering some relief. However, Tally was left with visible indentations where the implants had been, necessitating Sculptra injections for correction. Number 36. Amanda Lepore. Amanda Lepore, the transgender model and performance artist, experienced a profound sense of disconnection with her assigned gender from an early age. Beginning her transition in her teenage years, she sought refuge in the iconic image of Marilyn Monroe, striving to escape the torment of bullying she endured. Lepore's journey through plastic surgery has been extensive and diverse. From facial feminization procedures like brow lifts and cheek implants to drastic body modifications such as breast augmentation and silicone injections to enhance her hips and buttocks, her transformations have been profound. She has undergone multiple nose jobs, lip augmentations, and even the removal of her bottom ribs to achieve a more slender waistline. The result? Her unmistakable signature look, an exaggerated hourglass figure complete with full lips and high cheekbones. However, Lepore's transformation has not been without significant sacrifices. Both financially and physically, she has paid a considerable price. Candidly revealing that she has invested over $1 million in her surgeries, she has earned the title of the most expensive body in the world by certain media outlets. Moreover, the extensive nature of her surgeries has raised concerns about their long-term impact on her health and well-being. Some critics speculate that her pursuit of physical perfection may have evolved into an addiction, with each surgery fueling a desire for further alterations. Number 35. Janice Dickinson. Once a well-known model, Janice Dickinson's appearance changed significantly as her notoriety increased. It was discovered that Janice had undergone multiple cosmetic treatments and showed no indications of stopping. The Sun claims that Janice underwent her first cosmetic treatment at the age of 33 and has since shelled out thousands of dollars for additional improvements. She even filed for bankruptcy in 2013 as a result of unpaid cosmetic expenses. Janice has previously freely acknowledged having undergone a number of procedures, such as liposuction, Botox injections, facelifts, tummy tucks, neck lifts, and augmentations of the breasts. She had her breast augmentation done in the 1990s, but it was fixed when she appeared on Botched in 2015. In 2013, when asked about her bankruptcy, Janice disclosed that doctors had offered to give her complimentary Botox shots and teeth extractions. But the next year, she received a fee for similar services. Janice has freely acknowledged her love for cosmetic operations and stated that she lives for plastic surgery. Although minor imperfections can usually be addressed with a small amount of plastic surgery, Janice's story shows how a fixation with plastic surgery, combined with unrestricted financial resources, can go out of control. Number 34. Tara Reid. Tara Reid, the vibrant starlet celebrated for her roles in beloved films like American Pie and Van Wilder, found herself thrust into a media frenzy when her quest for physical perfection took a disastrous turn in 2004. At the peak of her career, Tara made the pivotal decision to undergo dual procedures: breast implants and body contouring. However, instead of enhancing her already admired figure, the surgeries left her physique disfigured and marred. The breast implants, improperly placed, resulted in a visibly uneven and distorted appearance. Similarly, the body contouring intended to refine her silhouette left her skin puckered and rippled, resembling fabric hastily gathered and stitched. As images of Tara's botched surgeries splashed across tabloids, she became the focal point of a media circus. Her once promising career suffered a severe blow as casting directors and producers hesitated to offer her leading roles. Yet, Tara's ordeal extended beyond professional setbacks and public humiliation. The physical and emotional toll of the botched surgeries was profound. She grappled with chronic pain, infections, and a shattered sense of self-worth. The woman who once radiated confidence and charm now struggled to reconcile her reflection in the mirror. Number 33. Nevan Sanovich. Nevan Sanovich, a 54-year-old Croatian celebrity stylist and reality TV personality, recently stirred up chatter in the realm of cosmetic surgery due to an unusual occurrence following his latest procedure. While opting for his third nasal operation at an Iranian clinic to save on expenses, Sanovich found himself unexpectedly grappling with a persistent erection. This unexpected twist prompted his abrupt return to Belgrade for further assessment. The persistent erection, a rare condition known as priapism, was triggered by an allergic reaction to the anesthetic used during the procedure. Urgent attention is crucial in such cases, as highlighted by the French Association of Virology, stressing the importance of proper management to avert complications and potential irreversible erectile dysfunction. Despite this unforeseen setback, Nevan Sanovich remains resolute in his pursuit of aesthetic perfection. Undeterred by the unexpected turn of events, he is determined to undergo one final procedure to achieve his desired appearance and secure global recognition. Number 32. Anastasia Poeschuk. Anastasia, who is originally from Kiev, Ukraine, underwent a number of cosmetic treatments, such as liposuction, veneers, Botox, and chin and jaw contouring. In the realm of cosmetics, these operations might seem ordinary, but what's shocking is when you see the final product of her changes. At the age of 26, Anastasia made the decision to pursue cosmetic modifications, which sent her on an unusual road. Her narrative is unique, due to her frequent habit of administering filler injections on her own. She brazenly asserts that she follows strict sterilization protocols for her equipment and applies the drug in a manner reminiscent of a doctor ministering to a patient. It's clear that she has unflinching faith in her talents. Anastasia's overly high cheekbones are a characteristic she strives to preserve due to her unwavering quest of aesthetic perfection through filler injections. She even went so far as to try and become the world's most famous cheekbones. During a 2020 interview, she affirmed her unwavering dedication to self-administering fillers in spite of medical authorities' disapproval of her decisions and cautions. Number 31. Zhou Chuna. The 17-year-old Chinese influencer gained notoriety on Weibo, a social media platform, by carefully chronicling her 3-year path of plastic surgery. Chuna began receiving over 100 surgeries when she was just 13 years old. Chuna tried to change her appearance in order to change the derision and mockery she initially received from her peers. She convinced her parents to pay for her first double eyelid surgery. Chuna saw that her treatment had changed significantly after the first procedure, so she had other surgeries, such as liposuction, rhinoplasty, fillers, Barbie surgery, and breast implant. Even though the COVID-19 epidemic caused a delay in her surgical treatments, Chuna was still able to complete 20 procedures in just the last year. These operations have not, however, been without significant side effects. Chuna has seen unfavorable side effects include memory loss and irreversible damage. She does, however, think the sacrifices were valuable and warranted. Her parents reportedly spent more than $620,000 on her surgeries, and Chuna even threatened to quit school if they did not continue to pay for her operations. Number 30. Pixie Fox. Pixie Fox became well known in the field of reconstructive treatments due to her unwavering quest to become a living cartoon character. This drove her into the forefront of severe plastic surgery. Pixie Fox, who is 34 years old and originally from North Carolina, has seen a wide range of medical procedures, all of which have contributed to her astonishing transformation. Her voyage of transformation includes 6 ribs removed, ear surgery to create an elf-like look, and jaw surgery to obtain a smaller face. Pixie Fox has also had 2 liposuction procedures, 4 breast augmentations, many lip injections, fat injections beneath her eyes, buttock and eyebrow lifts, and eye surgery to alter the color of her eyes. Pixie Fox has undergone more than 20 cosmetic surgery treatments, and her constant goal to seem like a vivacious cartoon figure is evident. She did, however, face a major obstacle when her doctors, Terry Dubrow and Paul Nassif, who were on the television program Botched, vehemently objected to doing any more procedures on her. Pixie Fox isn't letting this setback stop her from pursuing her goals, and she's stated that she wants to get more surgeries done, such eyelash implants in public and a unique genital makeover she calls baby flower. Number 29. Heidi Montag. Famous for her part in Laguna Beach, Heidi Montag discovered via a difficult experience that free doesn't always mean right. She made the hasty choice to undergo major plastic surgery, which she now regrets greatly. It all started with a seductive offer of free cosmetic upgrades, which included treatments valued at thousands of dollars. But the reality was very different from what she had imagined. Heidi had 10 surgeries done in one day during a demanding 16-hour surgery. She was given far too much opioid pain medicine, which made things worse and made her physically and mentally vulnerable. She was just 23 years old and had already had numerous operations, such as Botox injections, chin reductions, and brow lifts. Heidi has come to the realization that she never really required these procedures after reflecting on her path. She advises anyone thinking about getting plastic surgery because they are insecure about their appearance to get counsel from family members and experts. Before making any significant decisions, she advises people to investigate the underlying roots of their emotions. Heidi tries to highlight the less glamorous sides of body modification, even though she admits the possible advantages of plastic surgery. She stresses that the path frequently involves invisible obstacles and sufferings, going well beyond the before and after photos that catch the public's attention. Number 28. Yulia Tarasevich. Yulia Tarasovich's experience with cosmetic surgery took a terrible turn when she was unable to close her eyes or smile after an operation meant to improve her beauty. The 43-year-old Russian beauty queen went to a facility in Krasnodar to get a facelift, blepharoplasty, eyelid correction, and micro-liposuction. She ran into unanticipated difficulties. Rather than the expected mild ameliorations, Yulia's face blew up, leaving scars and functional deficits. She was unable to close her eyes. Thus, every day she had to deal with serious difficulties and discomfort. The doctors linked the problems to scleroderma, a rare hereditary disorder that can affect internal organs and cause skin to stiffen. Even though Yulia has spent a lot of money on corrective measures, she admits that she might never look exactly like she did before the surgery. Number 27. Holly McCulloch. Imagine getting fascinated with an advertisement on Instagram that features celebrities who have had breast augmentation surgery while browsing through your feed. 28-year-old Holly McCulloch gave in to the temptation of joining their ranks when she booked a trip to Turkey for what looked like an inexpensive breast augmentation package, covering the surgery and an opulent stay abroad for $3,500. But what was in store for her was a terrifying encounter that would fundamentally alter the way she felt about aesthetic improvements. After the procedure, Holly was shocked to discover that her breasts were unequal and that implants were showing through her skin. She quickly had the implants removed after experiencing tremendous agony, but the outcome, loose, drooping skin, was far more upsetting than she had anticipated. Holly held the medical staff responsible, accusing them of giving poor post-operative care and counsel. She also expressed regret for not acting upon her early misgivings about the clinic. Unfazed, she made the decision to try again in January 2019, but with smaller implants. But her redoubled effort took a more sinister turn. A hole the size of 7 centimeters appeared along her surgical cut, and it smelled bad, like rotting meat. When Holly got home, she was quickly admitted to the hospital after discovering a sizable blister along one of her wounds. The brownish pus seeping from her incisions made the removal of the problematic implants, the source of her distress, necessary. The NHS website wisely advises against giving in to the seduction of retreats that include cosmetic procedures, a lesson Holly experienced personally. Weary with remorse, she decided to share her cautionary story to stop others from making the same mistake. She wished she had never set out on this unfortunate path. In a larger sense, it frequently appears that people only internalize lessons that alter their lives after overcoming difficult and life-altering experiences. Number 26. Joan Van Arc. In public conversations, renowned actress Joan Van Arc has kept quiet about her experience with cosmetic enhancements. However, when examining her old photos next to more recent ones, there are noticeable changes that suggest artistic improvements. Experts speculate about a variety of operations. Though Joan has had a distinguished career in both film and television, her believable artistic transformation has garnered the most notice. When Joan was first seen in 2020, many noticed that her face looked very unnatural. Expert cosmetic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yun has shared his thoughts, speculating that Joan's dramatic makeover could have been the consequence of extensive surgery, potentially including several facelifts that tightened her jaw and neck, and flawlessly smooth forehead, which are clues about possible Botox treatments and brow augmentations. Although actual verification of any surgical project requires Joan's own acknowledgement, there is a good deal of speculation about the subject, which implies some degree of validity. Number 24. Joselyn Wildenstein. Joselyn Wildenstein underwent numerous cosmetic procedures primarily to appease her husband Alec, not out of personal taste. Similar instances on this list unfortunately show that this tendency isn't unusual, and the results frequently fall short of expectations. Joselyn's example exemplifies this tendency. Her husband's obsession with cats inspired her to pursue plastic surgery in an attempt to resemble a feline. It's crucial to remember that her intention was to conform to her husband's love of cats. She underwent a number of cosmetic surgeries, such as facelifts, brow lifts, lip injections, chin augmentation, fat grafting, and cheek implants, in addition to eye lifts, even though there was clear visual proof of them. Her continual denial highlights how depressing her circumstances are and could be a sign of a worrying addiction to cosmetic surgery. Number 23, Martina Big. Plastic surgery can make a person seem different, but the changes are usually modest and the patient still looks like themselves. But the story of Martina Big's transformation is rather different. German model and actress Martina rose to prominence with her outrageously big breast implants. A total of 23 surgeries were carried out to enlarge her breasts to an incredible 32S size, which makes them the largest breast implants in the world, with a startling volume of 20,000 cc in each. Martina's change doesn't stop there either. She made the unexpected decision to darken her complexion using a tanning technique in an attempt to resemble a black woman. Martina, who was once fair-skinned and had blonde hair, now dark skin and wavy black hair. She even made the trip to Kenya in 2018 to live among the Samburu and Maasai tribes. It was during an interview on This Morning in 2019 when she shared this belief, saying that her time in Africa gave her a strong sense of belonging. Martina's commitment to her new identity has been further cemented by the invitations she has gotten from various parts of Africa as a result of her dramatic makeover. Number 22, Carol Bryan. Carol Bryan's experience with cosmetic procedures took a devastating turn, leading to unimaginable consequences. In 2009, her journey began with the intention of enhancing her facial features using dermal filler injections. At 47, Carol sought to achieve a more youthful look, unaware that a combination of 2 different fillers, including silicone, would be injected into her forehead and cheeks. The outcome was catastrophic. Her face became distorted, swollen, and unrecognizable, plunging her into a nightmare. Despite desperate efforts to correct the damage, Carol's appearance continued to deteriorate. The overwhelming despair led her to contemplate suicide, isolating herself from the world, with only her daughter witnessing the horrific changes. In 2013, in a bid for help, subsequent procedures, including skin grafts and a partial facial transplant. Now at 62, Carol deals with extreme self-consciousness, having abandoned hopes for romantic relationships and facing the enduring consequences of a cosmetic procedure gone wrong. Number 21, Carrot Top. Introducing Scott Thompson, also known as Top on Stage. He is a well-known stand-up comedian and actor who is praised for both his captivating stage presence and exceptional on-screen work. He's made a name for himself in the entertainment industry with notable appearances on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and as the energetic announcer for Cartoon Network. As Top approached his 60s, astute onlookers could not fail to note dramatic transformations in his physical attributes. From a trim figure to a muscular one and back again, conjecture emerged about possible aesthetic improvements. A lot of people wondered if these changes were the result of surgery or changes in lifestyle. Top, however, angrily denies having any hand in plastic surgery. He credits lifestyle changes and a dedicated training program for his well-defined facial features and sculpted jawline. He jokes, in that ever-funny way of his, that he would probably come out even more handsome if he had surgery. But seriously, he embraces his natural appearance and says he has never had any cosmetic surgery. Number 20, Jordan James Park. Introducing Jordan James Park, dubbed the Lip King of Britain. This 32-year-old Birmingham native gained notoriety for his drastic plastic surgery makeovers, which were all sparked by Kim Kardashian. Jordan's obsession with imitating his idol, which cost him an incredible $170,000 or 18,000 euros, has gained international notice. Jordan first gained notoriety in 2015 after appearing on the reality show Botched, when he revealed a botched lip operation that led to filler leakage. Unfazed by failures, he pursued more improvements, such as liposuction and many nose jobs. Renowned surgeons Dr. Paul Nassif and Dr. Terry Dubrow were amazed by Jordan's transformation despite his persistence, but they declined to perform any more procedures on him. His long list of operations includes multiple lip lifts, chin implants, upper eyelid enhancements, 4 nose reconstructions, and multiple liposuction sessions. Jordan characterizes his approach to plastic surgery as a continuous process, similar to an addiction that drives a person to keep looking for more. Jordan remains steadfast and unrepentant about his altered appearance in spite of advisories about possible difficulties. He finds comfort and self-identity in challenging traditional standards of beauty. Number 19. Kelo Sanab. Kelo Sanab longed for the elusive, timeless beauty that Barbie's partner Ken personified. Originating from Brazil, friends' remarks about Kelo's remarkable likeness to the doll sparked his obsession with the plastic icon when he was just 16 years old. This marked the start of Kelo's life-changing journey that would ultimately take center stage. Motivated by a resolute desire to mimic Ken's immaculate appearance, Kelo spent an astounding $50,000 on cosmetic procedures. His path included several operations to refine his jaw, chin, and nose in an effort to achieve the chiseled features that are Ken's signature appearance. His face was carefully sculpted with silicone implants, and to maintain its youthful glow, his skin received a variety of treatments. Kelo's notoriety developed alongside his physical transformation. His pictures captivated people all around the world, and he quickly rose to viral success on social media, gaining thousands of likes and followers. With his newfound fame, Kelo decided to start his own business and introduce his own brand of dolls. But tragedy struck Kelo about 5 months after he had fully transformed into a live manifestation of Ken. His immune system was severely compromised by a catastrophic diagnosis of leukemia, a rare blood cancer, leaving him vulnerable to disease. Added to his previous problems from hydrogel filler shots, Kelo passed away from pneumonia. He died tragically at the young age of 21 because his body could not endure the onslaught of sickness, despite his youth and supposedly perfect exterior. Number 18. Katie Price. Prominent British model and media personality, Katie Price freely admits to having had numerous cosmetic procedures over the years, a topic she has freely acknowledged. Though Katie, now 46, has always maintained a natural appearance, she made the decision to go on a transforming journey at the age of 30, and she has never looked back. When she first started her cosmetic journey in 1999, her bust size changed from 32B to 32DD, a substantial improvement. She also had reconstructive surgery to improve the contour of her nose. By 2011, Katie had fully adopted a more noticeable plastic style, having begun the process in 2006. Katie has had a more noticeable transition over time. She decided to go for softer, more luminous skin and bigger lips in 2016. Her appearance at the National Television Awards changed so drastically in just 2 years that she was hardly recognizable. Over time, the extent of her surgery has increased. She has been having yearly breast augmentations. The estimated weight of each breast implant is 4.4 pounds, which has plastic surgeons concerned about the patient's general health. A medical expert expressed alarm on the number and size of Katie's surgeries, indicating possible causes for concern. Despite Katie's pragmatic approach to her change, some onlookers are concerned about the state of affairs. Number 17. Barbara Eden. Barbara, the alluring genie from the TV show I Dream of Jeannie, never fails to mesmerize viewers with her timeless beauty. Barbara was born in 1931, and her youthful appearance, especially her beautiful glowing skin, has aroused rumors about possible cosmetic improvements. Many people have questioned whether Barbara has had plastic surgery to keep her young appearance. There are several theories on this, ranging from facelift operations to treat any evidence of drooping skin, to Botox injections, to smooth out wrinkles. But if you look closely, Barbara doesn't have any of the typical telltale symptoms of these surgeries, including an unnaturally shiny shine from Botox or the tightness that's usually associated with facelifts. Her chest area has also grabbed notice, as this is where natural aging usually causes some sagging. Nevertheless, Barbara's attire shows a youthful-looking bust that defies gravity. Speculation and praise surround whether Barbara has undergone cosmetic modifications or has simply mastered the skill of keeping her timeless beauty. Although stars are said to be able to save a lot of money on cosmetic surgery, if the costs are not carefully considered, they may have to be increased in order to correct any unfavorable effect. Number 16. Bobby Norris. Celebrities rarely admit in public when they make mistakes with cosmetic surgery. But The Only Way Is Essex star Bobby Norris fearlessly acknowledged that he had overdone his cosmetic procedures to the point where he was unable to recognize himself in the mirror. Bobby claimed that as the years went by, he kept looking for more filler injections and found himself falling down a rabbit hole of them. Although the surgeries were mild at first, he eventually got used to having a very altered appearance. Bobby acknowledged that he had hoped to approach treatments gradually and had never intended to suffer drastic cosmetic alterations. He finally lost control of the circumstance, though. Bobby didn't know how much he had changed until he saw old pictures of himself from when he first appeared on the TV show. He also suffered from the vitriol he received online, as people made comparisons between him and Kendall and Kris Jenner. As a result, Bobby deliberately decided to remove his fillers in favor of a more natural appearance. Number 15. Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell, the well-known personality and music executive who has been involved in internationally popular shows such as The X Factor and Got Talent, has changed dramatically recently, leading to a great deal of speculation over possible plastic surgery. In 2023, Cowell made a rather transparent admission about having cosmetic surgery in an effort to seem younger, but the outcome rendered him almost unrecognizable, evoking images reminiscent of horror movie figures. In addition to taking the public by surprise, the news of Cowell's cosmetic modifications had a profound impact on his young son, Eric, who apparently found it difficult to accept his father's changed appearance. Cowell addressed the matter proactively in response to his son's worries and the outcry from the public. He decided against making significant changes to his appearance and instead focused on more minor cosmetic treatments, having some of the fillers from his operations removed. Cowell also stressed the significance of embracing a healthy way of living. He now consumes more water to be hydrated, eats a balanced diet, and feels that overall health is more important than just looking good. This change in strategy is in line with the principles that are ingrained in American culture and represents Cowell's dedication to adopting a more sustainable and comprehensive approach to health and self-care. Number 14. Cardi B. Cardi B, who is well known for writing songs that resonate with a broad range of listeners, is just as honest about her cosmetic operations in her discussion of them as she is in the lyrics. She revealed her recent choice to have surgery to remove her 95% biopolymer buttock implants during a recent Instagram live session. She described the technique as difficult and sent a strong warning to her followers, telling them to avoid doing such things at all costs. During the discussion, Cardi B disclosed that she chose to have a basement treatment that cost her just $800 since she felt forced to get the implants during her time as a dancer. The filler may spread throughout the body, making this treatment extremely dangerous. Furthermore, the person who carried out Cardi B's surgery was allegedly associated with a fatal event in which a woman died as a result of receiving identical injections. It's important to understand that Cardi B doesn't necessarily oppose plastic surgery when she criticizes biopolymers. She has publicly admitted to having her nose changed, blaming the procedure on her discontentment with her father's nose. Cardi B is adamant that while it's okay to seek changes if you're unhappy with a particular feature of yourself, safety should always come first. Number 13. Lin May. Known in her prime as Liliana Guadalupe Mendiola Mayanes, Lin May wowed audiences in Mexico and Latin America in the vivacious 1970s with her captivating dance routines and acting skills. But as the unavoidable symptoms of aging started to appear, Lin May felt forced to seek out cosmetic surgery, which was a turning point in her life. Motivated by social influences and her fear of growing older, Lin May made the disastrous choice to have cosmetic surgery done on a birth defect in her face. Sadly, she was duped by false promises and lost her way in her quest for youth. Lin May had no idea what kind of disaster she was getting herself into when she let an amateur inject baby oil into her cheekbones. Following her misguided cosmetic journey, Lin May was essentially unrecognizable, her once recognizable face completely changed by operations meant to undo the original harm. Photos of her, which were widely circulated, paint a vivid picture of the drastic transformation she experienced, turning her once natural beauty into a face characterized by dramatic disproportion and unnerving deformation. Number 12. Priscilla Presley. Famous for her relationship with Elvis Presley and her prosperous business endeavors, Priscilla Presley has long been the focus of rumors about possible cosmetic operations. Priscilla doesn't confirm or deny these therapies, so the specifics of them are still shrouded in mystery. Expert comments have been provided by a number of medical professionals who have evaluated her images without being directly involved in her care. Her eyes were unable to open completely due to what appeared to be overuse of cheek filler, according to Dr. Dave David. While some specialists speculated about potentially irreparable skin resurfacing treatments, Dr. Anthony Yun highlighted signs of a facelift. Moreover, there are suspicions that Priscilla was a victim of Hollywood Gathering's cosmetic surgeon.
Bringing in one of those horror movies where you're trying to get the key into the door and you can't.
Dr. Daniel Serrano, who was not licensed to practice. Falsely, Serrano stated that his injections, which included industrial-grade silicone used to lubricate automobile components, were better than Botox. These injections did, however, have significant health hazards. Number 11. Farah Abraham. Famous for her roles on Teen Mom OG, reality TV star Farah Abraham has always been open about her experiences getting cosmetic modifications. Nonetheless, a 2022 selfie she shared revealed the full depth of her changes. Farah was seen in the Instagram story standing in front of her festively decorated Christmas tree, but her features didn't seem to be the same. Her lips and cheeks looked noticeably fuller, and her skin looked astonishingly smoother. Concerns concerning Farah's altered appearance were voiced by some fans of the Teen Mom Reddit community when the picture went viral. One commentator thought she was naturally gorgeous and regretted the multiple operations, wishing she had stopped after her first nose job. Another person agreed, saying that Farah was beautiful before all the changes. Ever since making her television debut in 2019 on MTV's 16 and Pregnant, Farah has been open about her experience with plastic surgery. Her surgeries have included multiple attempts at lip and buttock injections, a breast augmentation in 2010, and a rhinoplasty and chin implant in 2013. Though her admirers have had differing opinions, Farah has frequently conveyed her happiness with the way she looks now. An Instagram video of Farah and her kid doing the tortilla challenge went viral in August 2022. Many people commented on the photo, pointing out how drastically her face had changed. Farah has not yet disclosed if she has lately had any more cosmetic procedures done, but, as is sometimes the case with celebrities, they prefer to keep these things confidential. Number 10. Raji Narinasinghe. The multidimensional American figure Raji Narinasinghe gained notoriety for her work in a variety of fields, including acting, writing, singing, reality TV, and LGBTQ advocacy. But when she appeared on the entertainment show Botched on the E! Channel, she faced major obstacles in her quest to remove cement-like materials that an unlicensed practitioner had injected into her hips, breasts, and face. Subsequent interventions on the show enabled the removal of a significant percentage of the problematic content, despite initial challenges. With roots in the Dougla ethnic group, Narinasinghe's varied heritage reflects her lineage in Polynesia, French Afro-Trinidadian, and Indo-Trinidadian cultures. Her decision to accept herself as a transgender woman in the late 1990s was a turning point in her life. A prominent member of Miami's transgender community provided filler injections to Narinasinghe in 2005, but the materials, concrete, tire sealant, caused negative reactions and issues that undermined Narinasinghe's confidence and sense of self. Number 9. Dennis Avner. Born and raised in Michigan, Dennis Avner, better known by his stage name Catman, experienced an unconventional life. He was not just a computer scientist, but a former Navy member who had a strong interest in physical alteration. Avner's life-changing experience began at age 23, who advised him to accept a cat transformation based on his Native American ancestry. Avner proudly embraced this suggestion, taking on the nickname Stalking Cat and inking several tattoos all over his face and body. Tattoos were only the start of Avner's incredible transformation. Together with body modification experts Shannon Larratt and Steve Howarth, he had an astounding 14 procedures. In his effort to resemble a tiger, Avner spared no expense, choosing to have pointed ears, a flattened nose, subdermal facial implants, and even an automated tail. Avner continued to work as a computer programmer and maintained a comparatively regular life in spite of his drastic physical changes. Because of his distinctive appearance, he gained notoriety and was invited to participate in popular television programs, including Larry King Live and Ripley's Believe It or Not. Avner accomplished a stunning feat in 2008 when he was recognized by Guinness World Records as having undergone the most extensive alteration to resemble an animal. His narrative reminds us that he was not the only one who was drawn to the extreme and is a monument to the human ability for self-expression as well as the attraction of the unusual. Number 8. Linda Evangelista. Famous Canadian supermodel Linda Evangelista, who has appeared on more than 700 magazine covers, had an unexpected consequence after having cosmetic surgery. She had to deal with a dramatic change that she regarded as a sad deformation of her face, despite her enduring allure. Linda made the decision to investigate this option after being drawn in by the alluring claims of hip-shaping ads that promised fat reduction without surgery or recovery time. With a hint of vanity, she tried to focus on regions that were difficult to reach, but Linda's amazing sculpting experience took a wrong turn. While many people find the FDA-approved technique to be helpful, Linda did not experience the expected outcomes. Over the course of 7 sessions in 2015 and 2016, she observed that rather than losing weight, bulges were developing in her chin, thighs, and bra area. Along with the expansion, these places also became harder and numb. Linda sought medical advice and was diagnosed with paradoxical lipohyperplasia, a rare disease that affects less than 1% of those who have cool sculpting. This decision suggested that traditional approaches, such as diet and exercise, would not resolve the problem. Linda filed a lawsuit demanding $50 million in damages against Zeltic Aesthetics Incorporated, the parent business, in reaction to her suffering. Even though Linda had a setback, her courage in speaking up serves as a heartbreaking reminder of the risks associated with cosmetic surgeries. Number 7. Donatella Versace. Fashion icon. Donatella Versace has significantly influenced beauty and style. Behind her glamorous facade lies a story of relentless pursuit of perfection and fascination with cosmetic enhancements. Donatella had an intense love for aesthetics and beauty from an early age. Encouraged by her brother Gianni, she started her transformation journey at the tender age of 11 by lightening her hair. This first step was only the beginning of her quest to align her appearance with her own ideal of beauty. Donatella's need for aesthetic procedures became more noticeable over time. Specialists have disclosed that she has undergone considerable use of Botox, fillers, and laser treatments, which have left her facial features noticeably altered. Famous plastic surgeon Dr. Steve Fallick has testified to the several operations Donatella has had done, all of which have contributed to her remarkable but noticeably changed appearance. Donatella continues to be fearlessly unapologetic about her choices, even in the face of constant public scrutiny and speculation about her changes. She openly discussed her desire for a more ostentatious aesthetic in an interview with Love magazine, calling natural beauty uninteresting. Donatella believes that pursuing one's ideal aesthetic is more important than following social norms and stereotypes. Number 6. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's transformation following plastic surgery is every bit as amazing as his catalog of songs. Photographs taken during his adolescence and just before his death in 2009 reveal a significant transformation. According to reports, Jackson had multiple procedures to improve his appearance and undo previous surgeries. He started his quest for perfection with nose refining. According to legend, he even convinced his sister LaToya to get the surgery done first to see how effective it was. Satisfied, he started his surgical odyssey in 1979, setting the stage for a string of revolutionary operations. Some of these procedures drastically transformed his appearance, making it difficult to identify his original race. While the exact number and types of surgeries remain unknown, Dr. Wallace Goodstein, who worked alongside Michael's surgeons in the 1990s, revealed that the operations included numerous rhinoplasties, cheek implants, eyelid surgeries, and the addition of a cleft in his chin. According to Dr. Goodstein, Michael would often undergo multiple surgeries every 2 months, sometimes enduring up to 12 procedures in a single session. Number 5. Vincenzo Zurlo. This is a story of Vincenzo Zurlo, a gullible man who fell for a fake plastic surgeon. Zurlo sought a straightforward nose job, but after falling for Vincenzo Zurlo's impersonation, this scammer caused trouble for others who came to her for help by pretending to be a licensed medical practitioner. Zurlo's ill-fated association with the pretend physician started out innocently enough. He received Botox injections at the recommendation of a friend, and the first results were encouraging. Zurlo, encouraged by this triumph, asked for a nose job. At just $2,000, the imposter's offer was very alluring and considerably less than the average cost of a rhinoplasty in the United States. Zurlo was tempted by the offer of a reasonably priced improvement, so he took it without checking her qualifications. His initial excitement was quickly eclipsed by regret after the surgery left him with a deformed nose, which was clear proof that something had gone tragically wrong. The phony physician gave him fraudulent prescriptions for painkillers and vanished when he asked for assistance. Zurlo learned that the woman was a crafty con artist rather than a certified physician when he went to the police. Eventually, when conducting another illicit operation in a clinic where she persisted in her fraudulent activities, law enforcement discovered the imposter. Her dishonest tactics have drawn in a number of victims, leaving them with the psychological and physical wounds of her poorly performed surgery. Zurlo was one of her victims, struggling to deal with the long-term effects of his bad choice. Zurlo clearly described his suffering to NBC Miami in an emotional statement. "She ruined my life." Number 4. Sharon Osborne. Sharon Osborne, who is well known for her candid conversations on cosmetic enhancements, has had a number of operations over the years. She has finally made the decision to stop this adventure, nevertheless. Her most recent experience, a facelift in 2021 at the age of 70, which she jokingly compared to looking like a startled cyclops, had a significant impact on her decision. Sharon was so uncomfortable after the experience that she decided against having any more procedures. After a painful, exhausting 5.5-hour surgery that left her feeling horrible, she realized that time was not on her side and that she could not risk having another facelift. She even told the surgeon that she thought her eyes were uneven. While it seems like Sharon is wrapping up her plastic surgery business, she has freely admitted to having had a lot of operations. She openly discussed her experiences in her 2013 book, Unbreakable, where she said she had laser treatments, rejuvenation peels, adjustments, and other additions or removals done as needed. Number 3. Jessica Alves. Formerly known as Rodrigo Alves, Jessica Alves rose to prominence as a Brazilian-British television personality who was widely recognized for her dramatic changes to her appearance. Jessica was born in Sao Paulo, Brazil, on July 30th, 1983, to Roserval Alves, a British father and a Brazilian mother. Her father's family first came to Brazil in the 1940s as European immigrants and worked in agriculture before moving on to develop supermarkets, shopping centers, and real estate. Jessica associated herself with femininity at a young age and took solace in playing with Barbie dolls that her grandfather had given her. She was given the gender of a man at birth, but she used cross-dressing and doll play to express her gender identification. Jessica resists the strict categorization of gender and is certain about its fluidity. She struggled with a hormone imbalance during her adolescence, which led to increased estrogen levels and the growth of breast tissue. Because of her unique appearance and hormonal irregularity, she became a target for bullying. Jessica had an astounding 103 cosmetic treatments over the years, including many nose surgeries that caused her to lose her sense of smell. Her incredible path of transformation included 51 plastic surgery, totaling over $650,000 as of 2018. Jessica has persevered in her quest for identification and self-expression in spite of obstacles, both mental and physical. Number 2. Tara McConaughey. Tara McConaughey, a 35-year-old Australian, has become well known due to her eye-catching and incredibly unique appearance amid the busy streets of Melbourne. Tara proudly flaunts her enhanced appearance around the city after spending an incredible $200,000 on a series of cosmetic surgeries. Tara made a statement recently stating that she has had yet another rhinoplasty. She looked like the human Barbie in her fur coat outfit, which included a crop top that showed off her minor breast improvements and stylish leather slacks. Tara's quest to look like the famous doll has resulted in a long record of cosmetic operations. She has had numerous Botox and filler injection treatments, 5 breast augmentations, and 6 nose jobs. She has even appeared in prominent TV series like Botched and Todd Sampson's Mirror Mirror, where she played an improved Barbie doll thanks to her alluring makeover. Tara has had multiple surgeries, yet she never stops trying to get better. She has expressed a wish to grow her breasts even more, to an incredible 15C, which is a huge rise from her present size. Doctors worried about Tara's low weight and warned her about the possible risks of getting larger breast implants, which was a setback. Still, Tara is unfazed by the difficulties since she is fascinated by the seemingly endless possibilities that come with cosmetic surgery and keeps pushing the envelope in terms of beauty improvement. Number 1. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke's plastic surgery journey is distinct from that of many other celebrities pursuing reconstruction of the face. Rather than trying to fight aging, Rourke made this decision as a result of serious facial injuries he had from his boxing career in the 1990s. After gaining experience as an actor, Rourke entered the world of professional boxing, a sport he had loved since he was young. As an amateur boxer, he was successful and had an amazing record of 12 straight knockouts in the 1960s and 1970s. His transition to professional boxing proved successful as he won 6 of his 8 fights without a loss. 4 of them were knockouts and 2 were draws, but it left a mark on his face. Rourke had 2 broken noses, a split tongue, a compressed cheekbone, and even temporary memory loss during his boxing career. In order to recover his facial characteristics, the man who was formerly familiar to us on film endured several reconstructive surgeries. Unfortunately, he wasn't happy with the outcome, which prompted him to have more procedures. Mickey Rourke is now essentially unrecognizable as a result. He had 1 procedure to fix his broken cheekbone and 5 procedures to operate on his nose. Although the majority of these procedures were performed to address injuries sustained during his boxing career, Rourke freely acknowledged that he made a poor decision when it came to the surgeon who would restore his face. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.